Yes?
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
What did you usually do back in the castle?
Not much, because there isn't really anything to do when you live on an island. And yes, on rare occasions I did travel to Skyrim with my father, on business. By which I mean intimidation, scheming, bribery, blackmail, an execution or two. You know, your typical chores of a Volkihar patriarch. And he did teach me some of those skills, if you could put it that way. But I didn't really do anything fun for the most part. I definitely didn't have a normal childhood. I guess that's what you get for being a follower of Moloch Baal. Though, besides the typical gardening and reading, I also did sing quite a bit. I wasn't nearly good enough to join the Bard's College, but I was pretty decent at it, and it made me feel less lonely. Tell you what, give me some time to warm up a bit on the side, and maybe I'll sing something for you. You've certainly outdone yourself here. It's nice to have a place to escape the madness outside.
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
Any books you've enjoyed as of late?
I have, actually. Have you ever read The Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim?
Yes, I have.
Then you should know how amazing this book is, really. So many different types of ingredients and properties. It's truly fascinating. The illustrations are so vivid, and pretty accurate too. Forgive me, I get carried away when I talk about these things. But what about you? What do you think of the book?
It was a bore.
Ugh. Then what doesn't bore you? Erotic literature? Please spare me the clumsy references to Berenzia, or lusty Argonian. Not again.
Oh, I just didn't find that particular book interesting.
By divines. I've even heard some people claim the lusty Argonian maid was intellectually stimulating.
Oh, it's stimulating, all right.
Actually, I take that back. I absolutely adore erotic literature. After all, I am a swit.
How did you come across this book?
I read it after you brought me back home for the first time. The castle certainly hasn't aged well, but at least someone's been updating our family library. This book was on my rather long reading list, because, you know, I only have 1,000 years worth of catching up to do. Both fun and not fun. Even for a bookworm such as myself, this was quite overwhelming. I'm glad you're here. I'll be keeping an eye on you, and I know you'll be doing the same with me. Another day in Skyrim. I'm still trying to decide which is more unpredictable, the weather or the inhabitants.
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
Do you have any fond memories as a child?
I do, actually. You may think it's kind of weird, but I enjoyed playing with the rats by our castle Undercroft. That became my own little hideout for a while, where I'd go to when I just wanted some peace and quiet. It was also near the sea. Even when I became a vampire, I still did enjoy the breeze and fresh air. Anything natural and calm, really, just to get me away from all that was happening at my home with my father. Usually when he was in a bad mood. What's the plan?
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
So do you know how to cook?
I do. My mother taught me back on the island. That kind of thing came along with my alchemy training. I may not be the gourmet, but I can sure whip up a great stew. If you want, I could make some for you sometime.
You want to have a drink?
Sure thing. Do you want to have it standing here, or do you want to find a seat first?
Let's have it standing.
All right. Now, on to the drinks. Do you want to have mead, wine, or just plain milk?
Blood potions.
Good choice. I was starting to get thirsty.
Cheers.
Likewise.
Any thoughts on what's been going on lately?
So, we don't only need one, but two Elder Scrolls to decipher the prophecy, right? I mean, that's quite a hefty task. I don't think anyone in history has ever been on a hunt for two Elder Scrolls. Finding one alone is already quite a big deal. Then again, this whole prophecy isn't exactly small news either.
So, has anything been on your mind lately?
Nice place. It's better than the castle, that's for sure. Come to think of it, anywhere is better than the castle, really. Ugh. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, that doesn't really do this place justice, does it? So, what do you want to talk about now?
Have you ever wanted to explore distant lands like Akavir or Atmora?
I have, actually. But not before I get to explore the rest of Tamriel. Besides those distant lands, there's a lot else to explore, you know? The delicacies and culture of High Rock, the dense forests of Valenwood, the imperial city of Cyrodiil, or even Skyrim, by the Maker. I've spent most of my life cooped up in a dusty old tower. Almost everything is new nowadays.
Thanks, Serana. That was a good talk.
It's nice, spending time like this, just having drinks together. You did a great job on this house. You're full of surprises, aren't you?